Welcome to the Builders of Authority podcast, a show committed to helping you build authority for your brand. In the realm of business and personal branding, authority stands as a cornerstone. Authority isn't built overnight, it's built over time. So join us as we build something remarkable together. And now, here's your host, Adam McChesney.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Builders of Authority podcast. We're live here at Adventure Unknown in Fenton, Missouri. If you're in and around the St. Louis area, you're an entrepreneur, a high-level individual, and you haven't been up here just yet, send me a message. I would love to give you a tour, show you the place, have you meet some of the awesome members, see the amenities that we have going on, see where my new office is at, and also see where we're recording the podcast as well in partnership with Trueline Media Group. Send me a message. Let's get you on the schedule and have you up to visit AU. I'm super excited about today's episode, though. Today's guest came in from South Carolina, and it's the first time that we're meeting in person, but we connected back in 2024 as I was growing Builders of Authority originally. We were talking back and forth on personal branding, and he had some questions, and we were just kind of shooting the shit back and forth. And so it was a great call back then, and we hadn't talked for a couple of years, but since then I've noticed he started to blow up all over social media. I'm seeing him everywhere. I was telling somebody up at AU yesterday, like, hey, I'm having this guy on, and they're like, hey, I've seen him on Instagram too. Over 400,000 followers on Facebook, over 315,000 followers on Instagram. It's really impressive. So last month I reached out to him, asked if he wanted to be on the podcast. Originally I was just thinking remote episode because I was like, man, I really want him as a guest. He said, hey, I'll come to St. Louis. So here we are. Last night we had dinner. This morning we had an awesome workout at First Form here in St. Louis, and now we're doing this podcast episode. So my guest today is John McDonald. John, welcome to the show, man.
Man, it's great to be here.
Dude, I'm just so thankful that you came in. Hope it's been a good experience thus far. Great workout this morning, hopefully.
You said all that, and you said we had a conversation, and then he blew up. So you get all the credit. It's all because of you, Adam.
Timeline, maybe not at, and that's not what I meant. But
I get it. No, I'm getting it.
But yeah, tell everybody kind of who you are, what you do, how you got to really where we're at right now.
John McDonald, South Carolina. A lot of people know me for different things, Adam. And if I could sum it up, I am an entrepreneur. I am a Christian, and I am a father to one daughter. And I have done something. I'm a bodybuilder. I call myself a business athlete.
Yep.
Ed Milet would say that, a business athlete. And I live that bodybuilding lifestyle. How you do one thing is how you do another. And I built a barndominium. I built a pond, and I put the camera in front of me one day. And actually, to take that back, I hired a crew, and then I did that and became renowned because of that. So it's helped in every aspect of life. We can get into it each way, but I am known for a lot of different things.
Yeah. So talk to us about how you first got into business. Like, what was the first thing?
I did not go to college. Graduated high school, went to the Navy, and then I got out of the Navy after having my daughter. I was married for the first time, married twice, divorced twice. And after I got out of the Navy, I went to work in South Carolina. I'm from Florida, and I went to work for a company that worked on machines, metal fabricating machines. I was able to work on this stuff, and I figured out how to work on it, and then I figured out how to sell it. And so went our separate ways. I started my own business. Why? How? I had $5,000 in bills one month. I had $4,000 in my bank account. I just got custody of my daughter. And man, I just figured out I could not work for anybody else. So I grabbed my tools, started calling people, can I work on your equipment? They said yes. I had a $478 mortgage. I had a $1,200 Christian school bill. And it was the first time I was physically sick from stress. And since then, it's been very challenging, and 12 years in business here, April 1st. What's say? Yeah. So we're coming up on it.
Right.
And I look back and I say, if I would have known, because I'm not a smart guy in that I'm just dumb enough to keep going.
Yeah.
And if I'd have known what it took, I don't know if I'd be in business, Adam. And so when I look at everything that it takes the human resources, the accounting, the sales, the service, the marketing, all these things that you have to get good at. You got to get really good at it, Adam. And then you know what you do? You fire yourself.
Yeah.
And then so to die to my ego constantly is just you get really good at something, fire yourself. Find somebody who can do it. Dan Martell will say 75 or 80%. I'm almost at 60%. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get you here. And so got to this point in my business a couple of years ago where I needed, let me back up a little bit. We sell and service metal fabricating machinery, lasers, press brakes, shears, big bandsaws the size of this room. And we service it very well. We have a sales team, but we need a building. We're like a car dealership for machines. So we sell for manufacturers, and then we service it on the back end, and we service non-brand specific.
Okay.
So if I could work on your Ford, I could work on your GM,
Got it.
et cetera. And so that's where we really shine because not many dealers do that. So we're service, then sales, very service oriented. And I was at a point where my daughter and I needed another house. We had to sell that one. And the business is growing to the point where we need a building. We need to be able to bring in equipment, train people, show customers. And then there was no happy medium. So we can go over here and build this house or buy this house, or I can go do this. And I've never been one to half-ass anything. So you know what I decided to do? Build a 7,500 square foot barndominium that could do both.
Yeah.
And if that means sleeping on insulation and air mattress for 6 months so I could have both, John's going to do it. For 4 months, we'll use that pine tree for, until we got a septic tank.
Yeah.
And I just made it happen. And so I still live there. I live upstairs now. I have a studio apartment. Victoria has a studio apartment. She's off to college, but I segmented that out. I've got a full gym. I got a nice office. I'm turning into a podcast room and 4,500 square foot of warehousing that we're now going to bring on board technicians as well as show customers machines. I'm saying all that to say that I'm renowned on social because of this barndominium as well as this pond that I built. And I make it fun and I say jokes. I really just lean into who I am.
Yeah.
It's something that's fun to me now because I can say these jokes, I can say these things, but it has nothing to do with Fabtech Solutions, which is my business.
Yeah.
So that's a long-winded answer.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I remember when we talked 2 years ago, you were kind of like, hey, I got these ideas, I'm doing this stuff. And it blew up to where it's at right now. What was the occurrence around all that? Like, when did it actually blow up?
It's a good question. I'm trying to actually recollect our conversation.
Yeah.
Because what I was doing is I was seeing your clips and it was about marketing. And I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking about. Let me get a hold of him. And then I'm like, all right, we got on this call and I didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah.
And it was like, Adam's going to tell me.
Yeah.
And so the conversation really was like, well, where do you want to go with that? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah.
And what it forced me to do is go in just start stepping in a direction. I'm self-aware.
Yeah.
I got a problem or I want to achieve something. Start talking to these people. After you and I spoke, I hired a videographer. How did I find him? He was doing clips as well. And so I hired him for 6 months to, let's talk about machines. Let me show the world about machines. Nobody cares about machines. And so I think at that time, I had about 4,000 followers. I'm doing bodybuilding stuff. I'm like, everybody wants to see me half naked, right? No, nobody but guys, right? It's like, all right, enough is enough. And so you do that. I hired the videographer to shoot content about machines, but my building wasn't done yet. And so we were shooting content in front of the building. Hey, we're going to get machines soon. And I signed a 6-month contract with this videographer and I just hired him preemptive. Like it was too premature. It was just too soon. Didn't have any equipment. And so 6 months went by. I said, thanks, Drew. Love you, but this ain't working. And I continued to shoot content. Hey, I'm putting these trusses up. Hey, we're putting the zip sheathing on. And one day I woke up and my phone is just and so it went 24 hours. I'm just like, something wrong with my phone. The next day, there's something wrong with my phone. And then I finally looked. I'm like, why is something's 1 point something million? What? Don't be careful. It blew up. A video blew up. The DMs, the questions. It was a 6-month overnight success. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a second. And so then I became this barndominium guru. And so I get asked every day now, it's, hey, John, I need your help to build it. I don't build these things for a living. You know? I built this barndominium myself because I called contractors, 2 of them, and I was like, hey, I don't want to do this. I've got a business to run. Nobody called me back.
Yeah.
Nobody returned an email. Nobody returned a quote. And dude, I moved quick. And I already just bought the land. So I bought 52 acres, the JV Ranch, John Victoria Ranch. Again, that's my daughter. And I started drawing on graph paper before I even bought the property, what I wanted my building to look like. And so I'm living in a rental home of mine. I'm just hating the neighborhood, the HOA. I got 72 HOA fines. It got to a point, I'm cleaning deer in the yard. You know, it got to a point where I'm just writing checks to their attorney. I'm not fighting it. You know, people fight like, oh, I'm going to get back. You know, my mailbox is the wrong color. I'm going to get back at, nope, just writing checks. Anyway, so I'm drawing this building. Contractors they don't get back to me. Hey, I need a dozer and an excavator. Turns out they'll just rent to anybody. So dozer and excavator showed up. I'm like, yeah, this is cool.
Let's
so
get going.
Start knocking trees down. And I'm like, this is kind of what I want. And I became a pretty good operator, but I rented this equipment and, you know, I'm working my business and I had a couple people in place. I think I had 5, 6 people in my business. And so we're kind of rocking and rolling. I'm doing this thing and just start piecing it all together. All right, what next? You know, making mistakes, doing these things. So I cleared the land and just happened to catch a lot of it on camera. And yeah, I don't know what the question was.
No, I mean, that was great. It was kind of like, hey, like when did all this stuff happen? So it was just like 6 months ago-ish time, or when did the big growth?
Yeah, the big growth. I do remember about 75,000 followers after that first couple videos. Yeah, it's weird, right? So yeah, and then what I wasn't ready for was all the messages.
Yeah.
All right, so now you're like, because typically it used to be maybe 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's hundreds a day on all platforms, right? So and all I could think about in my head, and I still think about this, is Joe Rogan doesn't reply to anybody.
Yeah.
But then again, what is his purpose? You know, what is he trying to do? And so I have to delineate, where do I comment? How do I want to be perceived? What do I do here? Look, I love helping people. So if I can help them and it's not already content made, I get a lot of the questions of like, how do I do this? And I know I've made 10,000 videos on that already. I'm sorry, I'm not getting to you. And so anyway, so this social media, how do I handle this? And at the same time, being very pissed off that it has nothing to do with my business. And now it's taking time away. And now I feel obligated to keep this monster going. Because once you get that momentum, you keep it going. I just knew that I needed to keep that going, but it had nothing to do with Fab Tech Solutions, my business. Now we circle back and it does now. So your personal brand, as you know, means the world, right? So it doesn't matter why you're famous or you know, got the notoriety. It matters that you are. And so whatever you can do to do that, if it's cooking, and you sell cars for a living, lean into the cooking thing if you really enjoy that. So I enjoy helping people. I enjoy some of the building process. No, I'm not going to help you guys build your barndominium. Don't call me. But how it blew up was at 75,000. And then I would start tethering in some jokes, you know, some mom jokes. I'll say your mom or something like that. And people like that. And I've been divorced twice. So I'll have some, you know, some divorce jokes in there. Look, I've been divorced the second time, probably 8 years now, I think. And I still get messages every day. Man, I hate that you're going through it. I'm just like, thanks. Had nothing to do with it. I just like saying these relevant, because I'm so far past it. But then the next big jump was, I'm going to build a pond. Okay, I'm going to order this liner. I dig a hole with an excavator and I'm going to put this liner in here and I'm going to swim in it and I'm going to do all these things. I just had this vision in my head because I'm like, I want a pool, but that's $1 million. Well, 200 grand for a nice situation. What I'm thinking, I want a lazy river. I want all these things. And then I'm like, you know, a 200 or a half acre pond liner is only 12 grand. You know, that's what I started thinking. I'm like, I'm in. And so rented the excavator again, the dozer, cleared out some more land and started unrolling a liner. And then boom, 50,000 more followers doing this pond build, getting people involved, the community, people love it. I've got fish in there. I love the pond. The pond is my piece, man. I'm feeding fish. I just put 30 more catfish in there. I've got bass. I got bluegill. I got a jet ski in this pond. It's a half-acre pond. I've got a jet ski out there.
Yeah.
Do what you want. I've got a zip line coming. I've got fake turf that's coming. So it's just a constant project where I don't feel any pressure. That when I get done working, I get the gym, I can work out, I get done, I come out here, do some cardio. Dude, I throw my line out there, and yeah, it might be too easy, but it's like, dude, just to be able to do that, like right offside my patio, I'm like, this is great. So living life on my terms.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about for me now, is that piece. It's not the money anymore. It's the money is the vehicle that gives me these options, but I just want to do. Some people get money and they do their big house and their big car, and dude, I got a piece of plastic in the ground and I live in a tin can, and I have never been happier. And so I'm just really leaning into that and noticing that other people want to as well.
Yeah.
That's where the following's coming from. It's like, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything special, guys. Yeah. So buy the liner. Get out of the HOA.
Take the pond.
And anyway, so that was the big jump. Now, I think, would you say the Facebook was 450,000 or something like that? TikTok's 250,000. So I'm saying more jokes because I'm not afraid to say them anymore. So if I've got a little one-liner, I say silly things. Like I said, hey, I got fish coming. Tell your mom. I don't care. Mom, really. It's just, I don't know. Back
just easy.
40 years old, I'm like, your mom jokes are like still funny to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's that. But with that comes a little bit of hate, right?
Yeah.
So
how's that been? Like, were you ready for that? Not just from like a standpoint of, no, I know how to handle it, but like probably the amount of it. Like, talk to me a little bit about that.
The amount of it. Noah wasn't ready to build that ark.
Yeah.
Okay. But God gave him that platform and said, here's what I want you to do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be famous for barndominiums and ponds. God showing me that, hey, this is your platform.
Yeah.
And so I want to do good with it. I was not ready, but are we ready for anything? Right. So you lean into that, and then you learn about it, and you find folks and learn how to deal with it. So I did get a hold of some, there are people that have followed me that are famous that have reached out, or I've reached out. I don't think I really reached out to anybody. I feel weird about that. But I have had some people that have been like, hey man, you're doing good. And I'm like, hey, well, how do you handle this? And how do you do that?
Yeah.
And their responses all seem to be very similar as far as like handling the public. And it's like, yeah, you got to put your face on, you got to be the nice guy and whatnot, but you got to have strong boundaries. When they come to your house, they think they know you. This morning we were over at First Form, and Chaz was giving us a tour, and he said that people come there wanting to see the place and they think they know. And I totally related, is that people show up, and I sometimes am probably too confrontational.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm holding a gun. Maybe I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very like, me and my daughter live here. You just came down the driveway because you thought it'd be cool to fish in my pond, And so I'm not ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. Now it's just having these strong boundaries and voicing them.
Yeah.
I get asked quite frequently to come fish in the pond or whatever, and I just don't respond.
Yeah.
I think that, one, no is a complete sentence.
Yeah.
And two, you don't have to respond to everybody.
Yeah.
Which I do have a lot of guilt in that. Is like, when I get the guy that, he's been saving his money his entire life to build this thing, and he's giving me his whole life story. Or like I was telling you last night, stage 4 cancer. You'd be shocked how many of those I get. Is like, hey, I'm sick and I really want that. And it really like, wow, I'm very grateful. But what I really like to reply to is the young men, the young men that have no direction. Because Adam, I don't know about you, man, but I had no idea what I wanted to do at 18, 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
So if I can help them in any way, that's why I wrote the book. Is like, I wrote a book about business. How to grow my service business, the service department of my business, to $1 million, because that hopefully will help kids and trades get to that point. And I'm not trying to plug the book too much, but it's something I learned to do. And I'm like, because people ask me every day, and I'm like, I need to be able to get this to everybody, not just me say it to one person.
Yeah.
And so I give the book away. You know what I'm saying? I want to help young men. So I'll shoot a video. Hey man, thanks for watching. You know, what I would do if I were you is this, keep getting after it. And so I'm really trying to be helpful, informational in my content, humorous, but the humor, you know, is not going to reach everybody. People do get offended by some things.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't like your mom jokes, and believe it or not, yeah. So you're not going to make everybody happy. There will be a certain amount of haters, and you got to be okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
None of them are going to find you in public. The haters, by the way.
Yeah.
It's the fans, I guess you will come up to you, and you have to. I do question this when I meet people. Did I do enough?
Sure.
Because how they look up to me, and I'm like, I don't fanboy a lot of people, but I'm just thinking if somebody came here, you know, and I'm strong, you know, hey, I don't even know what I would say. I would say, you know, hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
But if that interaction can change the trajectory of their life, that's very important. So I need to be on my A game. That means not hungover. That means presentable. You know, that means looking the part that I am also, because the way they see me online is how they're going to see you. And so I got to stay jacked too, bro.
Yeah.
So
you got that on point.
It's part of it. Yeah, man. You never feel big enough, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So one of the things that you mentioned earlier was like, hey, I originally started creating content for my business, right? Like you signed the 6-month thing where we're going to go talk about all the equipment. We're going to talk about all that stuff. And then there's the personal brand separate, and it's the barndominium and the pond stuff that ended up getting you that being famous moment with all those followers. And now then it comes the business where that ends up being a benefactor from your content.
Yes.
That's the number one thing that people struggle with. They want to create content and start and think their business is just going to grow. But even my marketing content gets very little views compared to just stuff I'm doing, my family life, my travel, these cool projects that I'm working on. It's always reversed to what we think it's going to be. And so many people struggle with that. They want it to be like this whole, I create content right now and all of a sudden my business grows.
So your personal brand gets the traction?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So what are you doing to bring the attention back to Builders Authority?
So as a benefactor and byproduct, right, you see the links inside of my social stuff. So I'll get followers because I'm in Nicaragua on business, doing whatever, or I'm talking about X, Y, and Z, or I'm just sharing day in the life of whatever. I'm the attractive character that people are like, hey, this is just a guy, husband, father, does business in multiple different industries. They come to the profile, they stay because they realize I'm not trying to sell them. I had somebody that signed up 2 days ago for marketing services that's been following me for 4.5 years. I could have tried to pitch him the minute I got connected with him, but he came in my profile, accepted or asked me to be a friend or what, I can't remember which way it went. And then 4.5 years later, when it was the right time, he's now seen my stuff over and over and over again and came in. But if I just try to show up and sell him and say, hey, buy my stuff right away, dude's deleting me and saying, I'm out.
So when you say buy my stuff, what is your main core product or service?
Yeah, lead generation, either website design, search engine optimization, or paid ads.
So you help a customer build up their website, get you the leads, you're doing SEO, you're doing paid stuff, you're doing all that. Are you managing the Google for them? You're managing the Facebook stuff for them?
Yep.
Wow. So you're doing all the things that the boomers can't.
Yeah.
So if you're a boomer listening, you better pay attention. Is that what you're saying? Because there's a lot of things in business where it's like, I'm not good at this. I could be, but do I want to spend my time doing this?
Yeah.
And so the marketing seems to be what I've noticed my customers, none of them are doing.
Yeah.
And it, going back to the social media part is that I am not the coolest guy doing things. I know all my friends that are doing cool stuff, building cool things, they're just not, they can't get in front of a
camera.
Yeah. Yeah. My good friend Ned, man, he's got his coveralls on. He's 60 years old. He's got the welding cap, glasses, beard, could build you anything, does rock crawling, does all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, this guy needs his TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here plastic in the ground with some fish in it. I'm like, why is this? Ah, man, somebody needs to follow that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, you need to record what you're doing and not feel guilty about it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's where some of the stuff with creating the content, people will overthink it. They're like, oh my gosh, I need to show everybody everything that I'm doing and why I'm the best. It's like, no, there's so many different places where people could go to get what you offer to a certain degree. They're buying you. They're buying your company.
Yeah.
They're buying the deliverable and the outcome. People that hire us don't want to know every little nook and cranny that we're talking about and we're fixing for them and doing all that stuff. They want the end result.
Yeah.
But they know that they're doing it with a person that they have came to know, like, and trust because of the content online.
So Adam, I come to you as a new client and I say, hey, I want to build my personal brand on social media. How many times should I post?
Man, that's tough. I always tell people is what is the baseline right now? So I used to tell people, hey, post twice a day. Because that's what I was doing and that's what I started to do when I began building a personal brand. But I realized so many people were falling off within 30 days because they were not posting at all. And then trying to post twice a day is a lot. So it's no different than fitness or your nutrition or any of these things, saving money, etc. I've broken it down to now, hey, how many times are you posting right now? Are you posting none, or are you posting once a day, or are you posting every other day? We need to break that up into bite-sized chunks. So over the next 90 days, you get up to posting on Facebook twice a day.
Yeah. Okay.
And so from there, if you're posting none right now, let's just start with trying to post every other day right now.
I think a lot of your competitors will say, hey, I'm glad you get bench 135. Let's put 315.
Yeah.
I'm glad your approach is more of like 135 to 140.
Yes.
Because I think you'll retain more people that way. That seems manageable.
Yes.
And in the fitness analogy, it's you're going to slowly grow that. All right. So you get them on their frequency. Now, what about scripting? Do you have a script for them?
Yeah. No script, but like the first 30 days is all about building the repetition. So I'm like, I don't even care if you post the dumbest thing up there. I just need you to build the activity and the habit.
Yeah.
After the first 30 days, then we're starting to analyze, well, did the content do well? Are we starting to see more people follow you, friend requests, et cetera? Is there that growth there? And then we got to get really good in the second month. So month 2 is like, hey, we got to get better at creating the content while also doing more of it. And then that third 90 days is, hey, this is where we really got to like make sure we're checking all of the boxes. Maybe we add another platform, because that was the other thing is all these different places where I was learning stuff. It's like, you got to be on Facebook, you got to be on TikTok, you got to be on Instagram, you got to start a podcast. People that haven't been doing that stuff are going to get so overwhelmed. Like, hey, I've done none of it. Yeah. Why am I doing it all at once? Yeah. And so it's the same thing. So like that third month, that's when it's like, oh, hey, maybe I'm going to start posting a little bit on TikTok, or maybe I'm going to do an Instagram live. Like, I used to think there was only a couple of different ways to skin the cat with content creation and building a personal brand, but it's all changing quickly. And there's so many different ways that you can get to the end result of what you're looking to do.
Don't try to understand the algorithms.
Yeah.
Is what if I'm going to give advice, don't worry about the time.
Yeah.
Yet, unless you want to. But I like your approach of let's get you in the habit of posting content. And posting content in social media is no different than going to the gym.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
So when you go to the gym for 30 minutes, then you post content the next 30 minutes, or record or practice or whatever. But because again, people say you got all these followers, you must know what you're doing. No, I'm a dumb hillbilly with a camera. You know what I'm saying? And I hit post.
Yeah.
And so hopefully this helps somebody who is, I don't know if I'm looking here or here, but all of it. But if I'm going to give advice to somebody who is trying to get into this, I would say definitely get into the habit of doing it.
Yeah.
Know you're going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
Know you're going to suck, one. I think everybody knows that. You're going to suck at the gym. You're going to suck at these things. And then you'll eventually get better. But you work on your intro. You work on your outro.
Yeah.
Your outro is usually your call to action.
Yeah.
Or what do you want them to do? Do you want them to follow? Do you want them to buy? Do you want them? So my thing is, hi, I'm John McDonald. I own Fab Tech Solutions if I'm doing business content, or I'm John McDonald and I've been self-building this DIY barndominium, 7,500 square foot, and I get into my thing. And now that when you're scrolling, it's like, you see the barndominium, you see the pond, you're getting the explanation. I care about this guy. I care what he's doing.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you've got the like, follow, share, tell your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so that ropes them back in.
Yeah.
And then you start getting good at that.
Yeah.
And so for you, I would say, month 2, after you get your frequency and your vibe going there, then you start talking about hooks and then transitions.
Yep.
Every 3 to 5 seconds, you need to be changing the camera. You need to be changing what you're saying, leading them on. And then that strategy is a game.
Yep.
And if you're in business, you're going to like this game.
Yeah.
Once you start getting good at it.
Yeah.
If you're not good at it and you're doing it for 2 years and it's like, this sucks, but you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
So the intro, outro,
yeah,
and frequency.
It's huge.
That's big.
I want to go into something real quick that you mentioned earlier where you mentioned that if you would have known what you had to go through in business, you may not have started the business.
That's right.
Dive deeper into that.
Ooh, here we go. So I've got an excellent sales manager right now. His name's Logan McClellan, and he is a great, great salesman, and he's out there killing it. Now, Logan had a business before, and he will tell you, and I think I'm okay saying this on camera, is that Logan is a better salesman than businessman. What does that mean? He is out there having a killer quarter. We're about to end the first quarter. Great numbers. He's loving it. He doesn't have to deal with marketing. He doesn't have to deal with service. He doesn't have to do anything like that. It was plug and play for him. So what I'm good at is what I know. And then I had to learn these other things. Now it's been 12 years. So I knew how to work on machines. I knew how to sell them. I could speak, but what was the quick money? The net 30 money was working on machines. I needed to make that $5,000.
Yeah.
So I'm working on machines. Next thing you know, it is, hey, we need a machine. We need to buy something. Okay. Getting back into sales. But now I have accounting stuff over here. So let me download QuickBooks real quick. Let me learn QuickBooks real quick. And now it's like, all right, well, I can't do all of this. Let me hire a service tech. Now I have to be a leader. And that first year in business, I'm drinking a Jack and Coke every night, not working out. I'm just like, I'm working out, not a lot, but I'm a terrible leader. Now I got to be a better leader. And John is a natural degenerate. And so now I got to be a better person all the way around. And so I have to learn all these things. It's taken me 12 years. I used to poo-poo on franchises, but now I realize that 12 years could be bought.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a tangent. But if I could have hey, if somebody said, John, $500,000, I got your business all set up, ready to go, year 2. I'd be like, here's 500. If I had it,
you
know what I'm saying? But you don't have it. It's just, I learned that way. And now I want to create this company where I can plug and play people to where they bring their business into our business and they're able to look at their P&Ls and we're transparent on the books. So it's open book management and I'm able to share everything. And now it's a true, I would say it's true open book management. But now that I'm here, now that I know all these things, I'm like, wow, the last 12 years, if I would have just found a company to go sell for, we all know great salespeople that are making $1 million a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not dealing with
the chaos,
paternity leave. They're not dealing with human resource, the guy that's stealing from you. They're not dealing with any of that. So Logan is out there selling machines. Larry, my great service manager, is out there fixing machines. And they're running their departments, man. And Larry doesn't have to worry about sales. He'll get a piece of that, but I love that for them that they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And here's what I say. We can talk about stats and all the things that I'll make some stats up, right?
Yeah.
So many businesses only make it to $1 million. It's like 7% or something like that. Adam, if not me, then who? So I'm in charge of a lot of people's families and their future and everything like that. And so when I'm looking at if I might not have started, God had a different path for me.
Sure.
And so my threshold for pain and suffering and able to sacrifice my time, I was a single father for years. So it was just me and my daughter. She's off to college now. And so my second baby, Fab Tech Solutions, 18-hour days, every day. I wake up at a P&L, I go to sleep on a balance sheet. See what I'm saying? But I love it.
Yeah.
And so who was able to do that? Not many people, especially at 41 years old. It's like, people have families, but I've already done my section of like family life.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, I get it now, God. Like I get where you wanted me. And so I go to bat for these families and their kids. never going to have, I mean, I had a vasectomy, right? So no more kids.
Yeah.
But this baby, Fab Tech Solutions, is now a teenager.
Mhm.
Man, is doing great numbers. Man, is crazy. And it's able to bring these other people in where they're going to make a ton of money. And it just makes me excited. It makes me want to go fish in my pond and drive the jet ski and call your mom up. No offense, Mrs. McChesney.
No, dude, that man, I love the way that you answered that, because it's so tough to put into words what you have to carry as the entrepreneur. You're not just like, man, worried about yourself and your family and you got all the people, you got their families on your team, you got your customer, you got all these different moving parts and pieces. And it is that pain tolerance. How much pain are you willing to go through and come out on the other side in order to continue to push the vehicle forward?
Adam, what's your biggest stress in business? I feel you're asking this question for a big reason.
Well, probably, yeah. Biggest stress in business right now is clients come in because of the Adam McChesney personal brand. They know me, they like me, they trust me.
Your standards.
And they end up working with somebody else from an account management standpoint. And our account managers are great. They have very good churn. They handle the accounts. I don't hear about it.
But they're not you.
They're not me. And so like this morning, I'll get like 3 or 4 random messages from clients, even though there's 4 other people on my team that they could be reaching out to. So then I'm being you, where I want to help, and I dive in. I'm like, hey, you're a customer, all that stuff. But here's the people you need to talk to. But I'm just like constantly in that mode of how much is too much of me giving my time when there's other people that I'm already paying to be doing those things. And then are these customers just not the right customers? Those are the stressful things, because I want people to get the experience and the outcome and the results they're looking for, and that we can get for them. But sometimes they want to deal directly with me.
How long have you been battling that?
Since I started.
How long has that been?
5 years, 5.5 years.
5 years. That's a tough one. They want to deal with you. They see your personal brand.
Yeah.
And I do get these phone calls and these messages, and my sales guys will, because the phones are diverted.
Yeah.
They want to talk to John.
Yeah.
So they might, if they're on scene, so they might hop on a FaceTime real quick, but finding a way, because you have your job, and your customer clients need to understand that. You're attracting talent, pushing vision. I guess I would ask you, do you do a lot of training with your guys?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the time.
So knowing your customer avatar, like, I get what you're saying. You want to fire customers sometimes, but then you question your company, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, that's a double-edged, you're going to question the customer, but you're going to question your guy, and then you got to be somewhere in the middle, because your guy is going to say, hey, well, they said this or did do that.
Yes.
And I could tell you how I have conquered that. I shouldn't have said that. Conquered that.
Yeah.
I don't hear about it as much.
Yeah.
And it's setting these. That's the other thing in business is 12 years ago, John didn't have an SOP. I didn't have any standard policy. And now you have to have them, right?
Yeah.
So for you, I don't know, you probably have scripts.
Yeah. Scripts, SOPs, et cetera. I think part of it is I struggle personally and professionally setting boundaries. That's the core issue.
Yeah.
Is that I almost give the ability to our clients. Like, I know marketing agencies that the owners, they're friends of mine, same size business. They're like, Adam, nobody has my cell phone number. Nobody has my email address. I will not talk to them. And I'm just like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I want to have that common middle place, but I almost give them permission once I answer once and go solve their problem and go do that. I almost give them permission to continue doing that. And then it almost then says, well, hey, I can just go straight to Adam. Adam allowed me to do it last time.
Because you fixed it, you've enabled them. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Do you trust your salespeople? Do you trust your what are they, account managers?
Yeah, account manager. Absolutely. So the issue is that I just sometimes get in my own way. Because as I was telling you last night, I went through the whole aspect of going through that lawsuit, losing everything and building it all back up. It's only been 18 months. And in 15 months, we built it to pass $2 million. And that took me 5.5 years previously. So in my mind, I've still struggled to like actually live in the moment that I'm in and say, hey, like we're bigger than you've ever been. Adam needs to level up as the CEO and really change his habits to be the CEO of the company today, not just a startup company anymore where I have to wear all the hats. So part of me is just reluctant to like be the person that I need to be.
So you think you're the best?
No, not at all.
Then fire yourself. You got an ego problem.
Yeah. I know.
I get it.
I know.
Been there.
Yeah.
I can't fire myself because only I can fix this machine.
Yeah.
I can't hire a sales manager because nobody can sell like me.
Yeah.
And what I found is that they're going to do it better than you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean, for me, like I have a COO, like we've just grown so much. So this time last year I had 7 employees. Right now I have 40. So there's been so much growth that's happened in such a short period of time where it's like I have relinquished so many different things, but I was doing so much and I still do so much that it's just been hard to rip the Band-Aid off in certain places.
You'll get it. You know what to do.
Yeah.
That's tough though.
It's part of the game.
When we were leaving First Form, I'm like, Andy doesn't answer the phone. He's not selling protein. Tyler.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Man, this has been awesome. What, as we're kind of finishing up, what are like some last pieces of advice that you'd give to somebody in entrepreneurship where, you know, maybe they're questioning like, should I go through this? Is this worth it? Or should I just burn it all down?
In entrepreneurship, we're not talking social media. We're
No,
not
talking business.
Business. Being in business for 12 years. Like I said earlier, was how you do one thing is how you do another. And so if you think, you find your goal and you find the quickest way to get to your goal. Is it financial freedom? Okay. Is that owning a business, or is that being good in my field?
Yeah.
Not, obviously the E-Myth, right? Everybody probably have seen that, but just because you're good at baking a cake doesn't mean that you need to own the business that bakes the cake.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that if you're really good at being a plumber, find a great plumber that you can work underneath if you just like working on things. What you don't know, and if you're curious about getting into business, go ask the guy what he's dealing with and why he hasn't grown it to 40 people or 50 people. And if you don't grow, you die. Obviously, because you're up to 40 and you're doing great, right? So you don't know. And so I just knew that I wanted to get to the top of Mount Everest with certain things, and it didn't matter about the journey.
Yeah.
And I didn't look into that. I didn't say, hey, there's a crevice here that I'm going to have to deal with. I said, I'm getting here no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I conquer things on the team. It's like, this is where we're going. We'll figure this out, but let's all get on this right here.
Yeah.
And so if you're thinking about getting into entrepreneurship, I would say I would read books. I would talk to other business owners, like myself, like you, that are just going to shoot them straight like this and get the ego out of it, because a lot of business owners want to drive their GMC Denali because they got a landscaping company that does $250,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not shooting them down. I'm just saying that it's more than that.
Yeah.
It's way more than that. You've got people that you have to be responsible for. If you want to be responsible for one person, yourself, go work for somebody else.
Yeah.
Don't start a business. If you got this family that requires all your time, or if you got, other extracurricular activities that takes your time, don't even think about it. Like I told you before, Victoria, Fab Tech Solutions. And so if you cannot make that business a priority, you're going to get your lunch ate everywhere else. And so right now, where I'm at is at 41 years old, I've got 20 years experience in whatever, and I don't have any other responsibility other than this business. I feel sorry for my competitors. I get enjoyment knowing where I'm going. I get chills thinking about it. I'm killer. My sales manager, my service managers, they'll answer the phone at midnight. They'll answer the phone at 6 a.m. Nobody's going to stop us. So if you can't dedicate that kind of time to business, that's what it is. If you can't dedicate 18, 20 hours, and the stress and how to explain to your wife why we're going to have to, eat ramen here for a little bit, don't get into business. It's not for everybody. Hope that helps.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Great way to finish the episode. Where can people stay connected with you, man?
Send me a letter I'm joking. You can find me on Instagram, John McDonald Jr. 99. You can find me on TikTok. I got LinkedIn. I don't do a lot of there, but Facebook, and that is primarily where I'm at. So Instagram, I reply to people. I'll shoot you a video. So if you got a really good question, if you want to find my book. Also, you got johnmcdonaldjr.com. Check me out on johnmcdonaldjr.com. That's JR. I've got all my projects on there that I'm working. That's really a hub for everything. I just got that up and going. Pretty excited about that.
Nice.
We got some merch on there, and got the jet ski on a picture. It's all fun. Cool. So if you want to know about business, it's on there. If you want to know about the barn dough, the pond, the hunting, the bodybuilding, it's all right there on johnmcdonaldjr.com. So
awesome.
There you go.
Dude, thanks for coming to St. Louis, man, and hanging out. I really appreciate it.
It's inspirational, man. I really like it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
Take care.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching or listening to today's episode. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. If you're listening on the podcast platform of your choice, make sure also to subscribe to the show so you can download all the episodes. Share this content on social media. Make sure to go stay connected with John. Check out all the websites, social media aspects, etc. Support him along the way as well. Thank you so much for watching or listening to today's video. We'll see you next week. And remember, authority isn't built overnight. It's built over time.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode. We sure do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the show wherever you consume podcasts. This way you'll get notifications as new episodes become available. If you feel so inclined, please leave us a review. We sure do appreciate it. Until next time, friends.